What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sister Girl on Films. And as you can tell by the title, I am here to give my thoughts on episode 2 of season 2 of P-Valley. I did not review episode 1 only because I was like, let me see what episode 2 is going to be talking about before I really commit to reviewing this show. And after watching episode 2, I said, okay, your girl's got to review it because I have thoughts. So if you're interested in my thoughts on episode 2, 7 pounds of pressure, then stay right there. We're going to get right into this review.
Hey, Sister Girl on Films, you don't want to miss a thing, better stay tuned in. So lay back, get into the vibe, in the mood. Real reviews from a sister's point of view. Trailer reactions, movies and TV. So entertaining and authentic, believe me. So roll that footage, I'm ready to chill. Time to hang out with my sister girl. Hey, Sister Girl on Films. Hey, Sister Girl on Films. Hey.
Alright, y'all, so if you are new to my channel, you know, Sister Girl on Film, typically I do movie related content, but every now and again I might do a reality show or a TV series. And so usually how I kind of do my reviews, usually I just do it by like the most boring storyline to the most juiciest one. So that's how we're going to do this too. So it's going to be probably all over the place. It's not going to be in order what the episode was. I'm probably going to forget shit. I'm probably going to mess up names. Y'all forgive me. Lord have mercy. I mean no harm. So let's go ahead and start with this whole plot line of Corbin, his raggedy ass child, trying to get Uncle Clifford to sell him the pink. Because Uncle Clifford realizes that they are still trying to buy the pink because they are still under the impression that them folks are going to try to move a casino into the town. And so they want to get their hand on the pink because y'all remember from last season, the pink was prime real estate. So basically, Uncle Clifford is like, y'all can kiss my ass. I'm not selling y'all nothing. And if y'all are willing to try to sell me and buy me for kibbles and bits, then I know my place is worth way more than what you're trying to offer. And so Clifford and Autumn are like, you need to come with, I think it was like $5 or $10 million or something like that. And of course Corbin was like, F y'all, I'm not paying y'all, y'all not worth that. I'm just gonna go ahead and let y'all, you know, run this into the ground, and then when they come up on the auction block and when you come crawling to me for money, I'm just gonna be standing here with my dollar bill. And Clifford was like, well, you go ahead and get your ass up out my club and don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord show nut split you. He's like, but I know you like it rough, so you know, take what you would like. Get the hell out my face. Something like that. I might have messed it up. But you know, Uncle Clifford got a little bit more pizzazz than I do, but you get the drift. He's gonna get your ass up out my club. And so Andre, y'all know he is the executor of Uncle Ruffin's estate. So he's at his house and he's just trying to figure out the what's and whatnots. And so while he's walking up to the house, he sees that there's like water hoses coming from his house, and it's kind of attached to a connector, and it's attached to a couple houses, and this is going to one particular house. So he goes to the people's house to figure out what the hell is going on. And come to find out, the mayor been paying everybody damn water bill. And he been paying up to $10,000 a month in water bills. $10,000 a month. Sir. So you just paying everybody water bill in the neighborhood. And so Andre was like, damn, you know, he over here, Robin Hood over here. Everybody, he got this facade and Mr. Big Spender, but really, he was basically taking care of everybody in the community. So Andre is just kind of letting all that process and just, I guess, just trying to figure out what this means for him and how he's going to proceed moving forward. I got a feeling he probably going to try to run from it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what the hell's going on with this season, but I'm not too invested in this whole Andre storyline. So we're going to move forward to the next, not as interesting, but not as boring as Andre storyline. Hey y'all, so at this point, while I was editing, I realized that for a good portion of this review, I kept calling Mercedes Diamond. So I will edit in the name Mercedes in the sections where I'm actually talking about Mercedes and not Diamond. My bad, y'all. I eventually corrected, but I just kept calling her Diamond. So my bad, y'all. Don't hate me. So y'all remember last episode, Diamond found out that Autumn had put out a flyer and some online stuff that the Pink was having auditions. So she was pissed off. So this episode, we got to see who came out for the auditions. And I actually really enjoyed this audition scene because they had some really interesting characters there. After all the auditions, two particular girls stood out to Diamond, and that is Roulette and Whisper. And when Diamond saw them, she was just like, this is it. This is the new Trinity for the Pink. So as they called the girls up, you know, to let them know who made it to start dancing at the Pink, Whisper gets called first, and Roulette is kind of mad because Roulette feel like she did much better, but they both was about equal. And then Roulette gets called, and then I don't know who the third person was that Diamond was wanting, but Autumn steps up and she's like, Big Bone, and that's Miracle Watts' name. And Diamond is like, bitch, what? Like, she can't dance. Like, everybody think they can get on stage and be a stripper because they got a big ass, but that ain't how this go. And so Autumn, you know, lets Big Bone know, well, that's fine because you got a nice body and your face is beautiful, so you can be one of my bartenders. So I'm like, okay, so how's this gonna play out? As they're trying to kind of figure out their connection, their mojo between Diamond, Roulette, and Whisper, Diamond is kind of realizing that, no, this ain't Mississippi and I forget the white girl name, y'all forgive me, but this ain't them. These are some new heifers, and they on some other mess. And y'all know Diamond has been struggling with her shoulder, and so she's really struggling to kind of do the same tricks that she's been doing. And so Roulette and Whisper, they know the skills that Diamond has, but they also are kind of being disrespectful because they calling her old and all this other stuff. And so Diamond is, you know, rightfully getting pissed off and getting upset. So we're going to talk about how this whole dynamic in this relationship plays out a little bit later. All right, y'all. So let's move on to Keyshawn / Mississippi and Derrick's racist ass. So in this episode, first of all, Keyshawn like to have made me mad, honey, because she was dumb about how she kind of rigged the whole, let me put these clean diapers into the diaper bin so I can get out the house. Not thinking, you know, crazy pants, he keeps track of everything you do. You know he gonna check in there, girl. But I guess she didn't think it through. So Derrick finds all the diapers, and then so he starts questioning her, and then he kind of lets it slip that he knew she went to the dollar store that Diamond works at, and he felt like she did this on purpose so she'd go see Diamond. And you know, she's like, no, I didn't even know he was working there, I just wanted a moon pie. And then she was talking about how Diamond yelled at her, and so that pisses Derrick off. And so like a little Karen bitch, he calls Diamond's job and complains on him and basically gets Diamond fired. Keyshawn is getting on my nerves, okay? Hopefully she gets it together, but I mean, I don't know what her state of mind is right now. And so, you know, with her being, you know, an abused woman and things like that, and she couldn't predict that Derrick was gonna call them, but she know he unstable. So but then again, she didn't know he was tracking her, and I don't know, it's just a lot. Like, there's a part of me that gets pissed off about shit that she does, but then there's another part of me that feels bad for her, and I'm just kind of stuck. So, you know, Derrick broke ass has, you know, allegedly been trying to find a job, and so he gets an email notification on his phone, but Keyshawn sees it before he does, and it says that he didn't get the job. And so Keyshawn, you know, it's like, oh my God, you know, this sucks, but also this is my opportunity to really try to convince him to let me go on tour with Lil Murda. So she calls her manager, y'all forget his name, to come over and talk to Derrick. And basically when he gets there, Derrick is like, hell no, y'all not going on tour with her. You know, she's not going on tour with y'all, yada, yada. And so the manager is pissed off, and he's like, I don't know why she called me over here for that. You know, she knew her man wasn't going to let her go. And then so Keyshawn texts the manager and is like, you know, thank you, you did what you need to do. I will handle the rest. Basically meaning she's going to basically kind of mentally manipulate and use her body to get Derrick to agree to let her go on tour with Lil Murda, and it works. Keyshawn is now going on tour with Lil Murda. So speaking of Lil Murda, so Lil Murda had a couple of little cute little moments here in this episode. I really like Lil Murda. So his homeboy is out of jail. We don't know nothing about his homeboy. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that because who is this nigga and why did he have this whole epic ass entrance into the season? what's his name? Pico, or something like that. I don't know. We don't know nothing about him. We'll talk about him when there's more to talk about. But who is you? And why did you have this big old entrance? Anyway, let's go to the storyline that matters with Lil Murda. Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford. Y'all, is it just me? Or did your heart go pitter-patter when Lil Murda went to Uncle Clifford's house and Uncle Clifford heard Lil Murda's voice and ran to the door and then was hiding behind it, and then Lil Murda saw him in the mirror? Oh my God. I'm sorry. That was about the most, I like to have almost cried. I didn't, but I like to have almost. But it was so sweet. And, Lil Murda was like, just let Uncle Clifford, just let him know I came by to just see him. And just let him know that, I should have did things differently. And I'm sorry. And I've been trying to reach out to him. And, I'm about to go on tour. And I just wanted to make things right with him before I left. And then as he left, and then he knocked on the door. Oh, this is a love story I didn't know I needed. It's a love story I didn't know I needed. It's a love story that I want to see work out, because that was just too sweet to me, honey. All right, so speaking of Uncle Clifford, let's just go ahead and get to Uncle Clifford. So we already talked about how that fool, what's his name, Corbin, and Andre are still trying to talk to Uncle Clifford about selling the pink. We ain't gonna go back over that. Now, what? This damn Autumn. Oh, she gets on my nerves, honey. Don't get me started. So, Autumn, instead of listening to Uncle Clifford and doing the grand reopening of the pink the following Friday, she just kind of springs it on him. He just finds out because he looks at the flyer that it's this coming up Friday. And he's like, why did you do this? We're not ready. The place is dirty. We got these new girls. They ain't up on what they supposed to be doing. Like, we're not ready to open this soon. And so Autumn is like, well, we need to do something. We need to get some cash flow in here because the money we had is running out. And so I did what I felt like we needed to do. And so Uncle Clifford is like, this is my birthday. And Autumn's like, your birthday? So he's pissed off. And he's like, you know what? You can do this shit on your own. I'm out. I will not be here. And so fast forward to the reopening night. Uncle Clifford is not there, honey. He is at home in the bed, scrolling on his ex-boo things, Lil Murda, social media. Y'all know we all do it. I don't. I don't. Okay, I do. But just scrolling and seeing, he looking good or whatever. So Miss Ernestine, honey, played by Loretta Devine, she had me dying in this episode. She was so funny. But so she calls Uncle Clifford and tells him his ass needs to take the trash out because it stinks. And so as he comes downstairs, we see this really eerie shot of Ernestine sitting in a chair by the window and like this masked figure in the window. Jump scared the hell out of me, okay? And so Uncle Clifford doesn't see him and he goes to take the trash out. And so, of course, I'm thinking it's Corbin and some of his little goons trying to manhandle and rough up Uncle Clifford because they refuse to sell him the pink. And so, Uncle Clifford is a big girl, And so he's fighting off these would-be abductors, but they are too much for Uncle Clifford. They get him in the trunk, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So I'm trying to wreck my brain. Who could have done this? It's got to be Corbin, bitch ass, but he ain't that strong. Come to find out, it is Uncle Clifford's friends. There was, I don't remember everybody, but I know where the money resides, where the money resides.
We go where the blessings reside, where the blessings reside.
So he was one of the friends. I don't know his name. Niecy Nash's wife, Jessica Betts, was there. And there were a couple of girls that are probably popular in the LGBTQ plus community. I'm just not aware of who they are, but I'm sure these were some awesome cameos. And those were, Uncle Clifford's friends. And so they had a surprise party for him. It was so cute. It was a skating party. It had this cute little routine. I was all here for it because I love all the bright colors, and it was perfect for Uncle Clifford. And so he got to be the star of the show, the belle of the ball, the queen for the night. And so as he's sitting in his chair being celebrated, he sees this dude skating around. And so he's so still just like all about Lil Murda that he in his mind is thinking it's Lil Murda. Child, It's not. It's little grand Larceny. Like, sir, who are you? You ain't even cute, okay? And so Uncle Clifford, because he's horny, he's missing Lil Murda. He ain't had no in a while. And so he tries to recreate, you know, the sexy scene he had with Lil Murda, but it ain't working because it's this rando who ain't even cute and he ain't even got the juice. And so he lets this little rando give him a little guac 3000 and happy birthday to you. And so, yeah, that's about almost all that happened with Uncle Clifford. So let's go ahead and move forward to the big reopening of the Pink. And so at first it kind of seems like Autumn is handling things well, but we soon see that shit is just kind of going left. So Miracle Watts' character, Big Bone, who's supposed to be a bartender, is twerking on customers, dancing on the bar, just doing all kinds of shit that she ain't supposed to be doing. And so one of the dancers gets Autumn. It's like, you need to get her because she ain't supposed to be doing all that, yada yada. So Autumn is about to go handle that. And then there's an argument on the floor between one of the dancers and her baby daddy. Big L and set off a fire in the kitchen. Child, it's just mayhem and madness, and we know Autumn can't handle it, and it was just a catastrophe as we knew it would be. And so our one saving grace is our new trinity with Diamond, Roulette, and Whisper, who are now Earth, Wind, and Fire. And so, you know, we're looking forward to seeing, you know, what they can bring to the table, because they got some big shoes to fill. And so Diamond is having them rehearse back in one of the private rooms, and they kind of, you know, they ratchet, and they just want to just pop that. And Diamond is like, okay, we can pop it. We need to 5, 6, 7, 8, and boom, cat, pop it. They don't want to boom, cat, pop it. So in the midst of them having rehearsal, all of a sudden the pole that's in the one private suite where, you know, the shootout and the murder took place at the end of last season starts moving. And so Whisper, she's in tune to the spirit world for some reason. I don't know why. And so she starts talking to the pole, and it's answering all these questions, and then she gets cut off and they have to go to the stage. And as she walks by Diamond, she kind of looks at her like side-eye, and I'm like, the stripper pole told you, huh? The ghost of Autumn's ex-abuser is in there telling secrets, huh? Okay. All right. P-Valley. So Earth, Wind, and Fire, they get on stage and start performing. And child, other than the initial boom, cat, pop it, child, Roulette and Whisper just did whatever the hell they want to do. They doing their own tricks, and Diamond feel like they stand her up, so she giving 110%, like it's her first night on stage, child. And so they still in the show because they doing all these tricks. So Diamond, knowing her shoulder is jacked up, tries to go all the way up to the top of one of the poles and is twerking on the ceiling and is trying to do like a death drop. And so her shoulder gives out on her and she ends up falling off of the pole. Very climactic. It was a beautiful scene, actually, of her falling backwards, and all you see is like all this money behind her and it's slow motion. It was a really nice shot. I ain't gonna be mad at it. Y'all just realized I've been saying Diamond this whole time, meaning Mercedes. I know y'all was like, girl, stop saying the wrong name. My bad. And I'm pretty sure all those times I said her name wrong, I was editing in Mercedes. My bad. Lord, Diamond and Mercedes. Lord, my bad. So Mercedes falls off of the post, then she wakes up and she is at Diamond's house and she is on his table. And so y'all know he's former military, things like that. So I'm thinking that, you know, maybe because, you know, he's been in the military, he works out, maybe he knows a little bit about the body and maybe he can help her out to figure out what's going on with her shoulder, right? And so she's on her back and he's like, how long has this been going on? And he was like, this has been going on since the night of the shooting. And Mercedes is like, yeah. And so he starts doing like all this shit around her body. And so she starts jerking. And then she stops. And I'm like, what's happening? He didn't actually touch her. So he does it again. And then a little smoke comes up and a little bit, and she starts jerking again, and then she stops, and then all of a sudden he's like, gotcha. So Diamond captures the energy that was coming off of Mercedes, and he drops it on his little scale in his house, and it was 7 pounds. And he was like, it takes 7 pounds of pressure to pull a trigger. Okay. Y'all. So it's not that Diamond is overworked because she's doing a very physically intensive job of dancing on a pole and doing acrobatics and all these things. No, sillies. It's the negative bad energy and the spirit and the guilt of killing somebody. But what the fuck? P-Valley. What is this? What is it? Why was that an option? Why? Okay, y'all, before I go on my rant, let me move on, okay? Let me move on. So, after they performed the shoulder rotator cuff surgery exorcism, Mercedes feels a little bit better. She leaves. She's still not feeling good, because she fell. She probably got a concussion, all the things. And so she lets Autumn know that shit ain't been right since she really been in her life. She not okay with none of this. She said that the dead boyfriend comes to her in her dreams and says that Autumn left him like a thief in the night with her child and yada yada. And Mercedes is like, I can't do this no more. You need to get out my house. And Autumn is like, I've been trying. I can't. Maybe just tomorrow. And Mercedes is like, no, ain't no tomorrow. You need to get out my house and now. So I guess she done with Autumn for now, but I don't blame her. But also too, you had a possessed shoulder. Whose fault is that? So Autumn, was told she couldn't come back to Mercedes' house. So she goes and sleeps at the club. And while she's looking, at the cameras or whatever, just, selling in for the night, she decides to walk to the bar and get a bottle. And so while she passes the camera, we see the ghostly apparition of her former boyfriend, Pimp Daddy, whose name I don't remember. What? Child. So Autumn goes to get her little bottle, and then she does the little dance on the pole, and then Andre comes in because the door wasn't locked, and then he thanks her for convincing him to go to the Mayor Ruffin's funeral, and they hug. And then the sun comes out, and I'm like, damn, how long y'all been up? The sun is up? Okay. And then the last and final shot we get of this episode is of Mississippi coming out of her house because she did convince Derrick to let her go on tour, and she gets in the hearse with Lil Murda, the new dude, Pico, label dude, and we end with this shot of her looking in the camera like a boss bitch, and I'm like, I'm confused. I was very confused at the ending. I'm like, so is Mississippi gonna be like our main girl now? Like, what? I was so confused this episode, y'all. So I know I probably missed a lot of stuff and messed up people's names. I told you I would, okay? So my overall thoughts on this episode. Let me say this, okay? I love a supernatural element to stuff. I'm not mad at it, okay? Ghosts and spirits and possessions, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I think it adds a little extra flavor to something sometimes. Now, where I have an issue with it with this show is the fact that it came out of left field. It is episode 2, season 2. Why are y'all jumping the shark already? Why are we doing that? There was no need for Diamond to be a secret shaman that was able to take off what? I don't even know what it was. And then he dropped that shit on that scale like a newborn baby. I said, what is happening? I don't understand why they did that. I don't know why we had to have a ghostly presence in the club. Like, I just don't get it. If we didn't have a supernatural element included in all of season 1, not at all in episode 1 of season 2, why are we introducing this now? It doesn't make sense at all. And I really feel like if they start to push this idea of this supernatural entity impacting things happening in the pink and all this other shit, they just gonna lose their audience, because people really not gonna be here for that if that's not how the show started out. I am here for Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda's love and the relationship. I hope they can work through their mess so they can get together, because I love them as a couple. I really hope Mercedes finally realizes that she is sick of this shit at the strip club and focuses on getting her dance studio up and running. I don't know why. Look, okay, y'all. To me, a better storyline instead of this bad energy bullshit that they did would have been if once Mercedes hit that ground, she had a moment. It was just like, F this, I'm sick of this, and was like, you know, we in here, you know, shaking our ass. We the reason y'all in here making money. We don't have no safety protocols in line. You know, our insurance is shit. We not barely getting paid. This ain't right. And if she had been like, we need to unionize, and it became like this whole thing between her and versus Autumn and Uncle Clifford, you know, kind of caught in the middle, and Mercedes kind of going at the pink. I would have been here for that storyline, okay? That would have been dope, because that's kind of been something that's been talked about here and there, you know, with exotic dancers and strippers, you know, starting to have benefits and you know, starting to actually be treated like actual employees versus people just living off tips and things like that. So that's kind of been a popular topic. So I would have been mad if they would have went that angle and would have had that be a storyline versus this supernatural shit that we got going on. So, well, I don't know, y'all. This episode was kind of all over the place, and there were parts of it that I liked, and there was a whole lot of it that I did not like. So y'all let me know in the comments below if you checked out episode 2, season 2 of P-Valley, and what did you think about this episode? And as always, y'all, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see y'all next time for something else. Thank y'all so much for y'all support, and I'm gonna see y'all next time.
I talk my shit and keep it honest, keep it independent. I hear them hating, but that's only cause they inconsistent. He said the weapon wouldn't prosper, now they wouldn't form. I'm about